In the 21st century, we think of laptops, iPads, cell phones. When was the last time we thought about a newspaper? In the 19th century, during the Civil War, they were incredibly important because that's all they had. But in the 19th century, newspapers were different. Editorially, they weren't objective, independent, but rather they affiliated themselves with each of their political parties. And when you're fighting a war, that becomes incredibly important in terms of who you can influence and with what you write.
My name is Jim Mundy, and this is The Path of Patriots, a guided tour through the Philadelphia streets where the Union League was founded to defend the ideals of 1776.
In this location around on South 3rd Street, just south of Chestnut Street, there were no fewer than 5 newspapers. In front of me would have been The Sun, the American Nativist Party newspaper founded by Lewis Levin. Behind me would have been the Philadelphia Evening Journal, which was pro-Confederate. And beyond that would have been the North American Gazette, the newspaper owned by Founding League member and future mayor of Philadelphia, Morton McMichael, and obviously then very pro-union. And yet on the 300 block of Chestnut Street between 3rd and 4th was The Age, incredibly Copperhead-oriented newspaper, but also surprisingly one called the Palmetto Flag. And if you know your state flags and you know your state symbols, you realize the palmetto is the state symbol of South Carolina. We know that Philadelphia had a fair number of Southern residents at the time, but having a newspaper named after the palmetto itself is rather interesting to say the least. Now, what's interesting is that when the war did begin, a number of Unionists in Philadelphia mobbed the office of the Palmetto Flag and basically shut it down. So there was an immediate reaction to the Confederate influence through using newspapers in Philadelphia. But here's one interesting one. The Evening Journal, 6 months to the day after the League was organized, on June 27th of 1863, printed a front page article that talked about the League. Let's just say it was too pro-black, too pro-anti-slavery, too pro-abolitionist. And the paper printed the name and address of every Union League member at that time and suggested wouldn't be all that bad a thing if maybe a loose brick or stone got thrown through a front window at one of those houses or things like that. So it goes to show that what important role newspapers played in Philadelphia, convincing Philadelphians of who the good guys were and who the bad guys were. It just depended on your point of view.
Thank you for walking with us through Lincoln's Philadelphia. To explore more of this history, we invite you to visit the founding Florida Heritage Center at the Union League at 140 South Broad Street. Experience the full self-guided walking tour by searching The Path of Patriots on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.